Doc Loves the Kids, a local Kitsap County nonprofit organization established in 2015 whose mission is to provide activities, programs, and community support for at-risk youth.
They put the you in community.
Doc Loves the Kids.
Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy,
where we give you the courtesy of conversation.
That's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Welcome to a new dawn here in America. Don't forget to catch us every Friday on the Friday Fix at 7 p.m. We'll just be taking a load off from the week. It's about to get rough for everybody, so come join us. Join the discussion. No cartoon animals were harmed in the last episode. Don't forget to catch us every Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Sunday, Town Hall. We're going to name it one day. One day.
We'll absolutely get around.
Yeah, we'll get around to it. You know, the world moves so fast, we just haven't had time. Well, it's Inauguration Day.
Absolutely, man. And it's been pretty crazy, man. They say today Trump came out and issued a bunch of executive orders. It's been a wild day. We'll start off with that.
Yeah, I got one. Trump just signed. He signed an executive order pardoning 15,000 January 6th insurrectionists. Yeah, that's one of his first moves. So he said he was going to do it.
Yeah, it says Trump closes first day with an avalanche of executive orders. President Donald Trump bolted into his first day in office with an unprecedented show of executive force, signing orders intended to end the right to citizenship by birth, force federal workers back to the office, and grant Tik Tok a reprieve from a forced shutdown. As he showcases his desire to circumvent Congress and reshape everything from the energy to from economy to energy policy. The new president's flashy signing ceremonies highlighted a long day of classic Trump's showmanship that kept him not only at the center of the festivities, but in front of the cameras as he criticized his predecessor, stewed about familiar grievances, and sent messages to his MAGA supporters. Trump delivered not one, but two lengthy speeches on Capitol Hill before holding court at a glitzy congressional luncheon. He then used a rally at Capital One Arena as the backdrop for one of his signing ceremonies, holding up an order pulling the U.S. from the Paris Climate Agreement before the crowd of cheering supporters. Back at the White House, he spent 45 minutes taking dozens of questions from reporters in the Oval Office as he pardoned or commuted the sentence of more than 1,500 Jan 6 rioters, including those convicted of assaulting law enforcement officers and seditious conspiracy, and signed another swath of orders overhauling the federal government's treatment of immigrants and withdrawing the country from the World Health Organization. Wow, man, this guy, man. Bruh, it's just, at this point in time, man, there's not a lot that we can say is safe in this country anymore. I mean, he got rid of a
lot of stuff, actually, man. I just saw it. I got a couple lists here. He got rid of a lot of Biden stuff. So he's Executive Order 13985 of January 20th, 2021, advancing racial equity and support for undeserved communities through the federal government. Executive Order 13986 ensures lawful and accurate eration and appointments pursuant to the census.
Yeah, he also revoked Biden's executive order to reduce drug costs for Medicare and Medicaid.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, which is crazy. I mean, you know,
he redid one where protecting public health and the environment and restoring science to tackle the climate change. So there goes that.
He also talked about enacting his tariffs, 25% tariff on Mexico and Canada by February 1st. Yeah, I mean, he pardoned the Proud Boys guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And
he got rid of the executive order preserving and combating discrimination on the basis of gender identity or sexual orientation. Yeah, he took that back. Damn.
We've gotten to a point right now in our country where this person, most presidents, they come in, this is what they do. They kind of undo what presidents prior to them have done. However, I mean, certain things are just being super malicious. I think the Medicaid, Medicare, that's a malicious thing to do, especially when you have people who are relying on that. That doesn't make any sense unless he puts something.
It's not about those people that are relying on it. It's about the people that make the money off of it. That's what that is about. You would keep that. I mean, that's just a natural thing to do, but he don't care. These people have money. They have the greatest healthcare that America can give to somebody. So why would they have partners that need that money? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, I'm not. No, Yeah,
He
they
could
have
keep
partners
the
in it.
order and had added to it. If anything, he should have taken that order and said, "Okay, let me improve upon it." If anything else, but he what he's trying to do is erase Biden's anything that any of Biden accomplishments from the history books. Period. Plain and simple. It's gotten to a point. I mean, you look at your pardoned 1,500 people, even the ones man, me personally, 1,500. I'm not going to even differentiate who partook in violent, in violence and who didn't. I mean, one person does violence, you all did violence. That's just how it goes. That's what it. If they look at rioters, they're going to say the same thing about them. Oh, you were a peaceful rioter, but you killed somebody. They don't care who did it. You guys were all a part of the same action. That was one action.
Yeah.
What I mean? They're saying, oh, well, some people walked in and they were peaceful inside of the building. Well, once you breached the building, you weren't supposed to
Yeah,
be in
you're
there.
not peaceful with anybody. You're actually
Period.
in there. You're in there to do some business.
They say, I mean, at the same time, when they not even breached the building, let's take it back to when the barricades were up around the Capitol. When the people started breaching the barricades, a female officer fell back, knocked her head into was knocked out cold because she hit her head on the steps, and then the bars that kind of lead up, the railings that kind of lead up there, knocked her out. That's assault. Once one person breached and did that, they all did that. We got to stop trying to like differentiate what people did and give
Well, I
these
mean,
people some type of grace.
at this point, it doesn't even matter anymore. I mean, we can look back at January 6th like, oh, it was horrible. You can't even talk, like they still ended up taking over.
It doesn't
So,
matter, like you
I mean,
said.
they still took over. He
Yep.
released everybody from jail. This is where we're at right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy just to watch. I mean, yeah, that's what it is. This is where we're at.
Oh,
So,
this lady said, man, she was like, when people bring up January 6th, he said America gets tired. They don't want to hear about this anymore. The reason why America is tired of it is because who did it? Who was involved in January 6th? The people who were involved there. We hear never forget when we hear about the World Trade Center or something like that because it was people who were from the Middle East and did this. Do we want to hear about Oklahoma City bombing? That's nothing.
well, the
We don't
reason,
really
like I said,
want to
because
hear about that either.
nothing was
So
done,
much.
nothing was done about it until it was politically time for them to do it. So they didn't care. They didn't want to punish their own. You know what I'm saying? To them, it was a slap on the wrist. And that's what that now they're going to pay dearly for it. Them and a lot of people that they love. And, the programs that you claim that you like. Like, people need to understand that. That's the Democrats are going to have to pay for their sins of not being bringing strong leaders because you should have arrested everybody. No, I mean, that's what they do to us. That's what they
Arrest
do to
everybody.
us.
Absolutely. I
Arrest
mean,
everybody,
they're
even if
gonna
you,
raid it.
yeah,
Raid. I
knock
mean,
it down.
look what they did.
Yeah.
Look what they did to the Panthers. I mean, kill everybody. You know how it goes. This is what they're gonna do. They gave the guy 22 years. He pardons him. This person basically, this is sedition. He should have been in Gitmo at that point in time.
Yeah.
He took Khalid Sheikh,
It's
Mohammed to
treason. It's
Gitmo.
treason. It used to be known as treason. But now
Yeah.
since we're in this new whole situation because he tried to overthrow the government. I mean, it's the same
Mhm.
place. It's he
Yeah.
tried to overthrow it
Absolutely.
and then he ended up taking it over anyways. So we're not this history is done. Now they're going to say, "Hey, the country you talk about it differently. You say the country fell. They can say, "Oh, the country fell into sinful times and this and this and that." And then the people elected to fix it. Like they get to write the history now.
I mean,
So
so and then birthright citizenship. That's a huge.
he tried to get rid of it. He tried to.
I mean, he put an executive order in place.
Yeah, but then he has to go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is probably going to vote with him.
More than likely, he's sick.
Yeah.
They're trying to get rid of the immigrants as well. That's just one of their big things as well. He has plenty of people on the Supreme Court who are for him.
But I mean,
I
that's
figure,
one thing too. It's like, are they going to make it vague? Where it's like, like say your great great grandma came here, and she wasn't a citizen, but she had you, and then your whole family, and you had
I
a
wonder
big family.
that's retroactive. That's the
Yeah,
meaning where they
retroactive.
have it'll be difficult because then they're getting rid of a lot of their own people as well. They're gonna
Well,
have to
no,
get
I
rid
mean
of
like
a lot of
so.
Americans as well.
So what? That's what I'm saying though. It's like, is it going to start today, or are they
Yeah,
going to do?
it'll probably start today. I figure it has to because if they go retroactive, when they're gonna say, "Well, we only want to go back 10 years," then we know who you're targeting. You know exactly who you're targeting. There's nobody else. You got. You know what I mean? So I also think they also put executive order in place, giving TikTok 90 days. I think they said within 75 days
To
they
sell
want to
half of
know.
it.
Yeah, they want to know to sell half of TikTok. Yeah, they
So
want to know
yeah,
exactly
Trump wants
what
it to the U.S. government. Yeah.
yeah, they want to have some kind of plan in place, knowing what's going to happen within 75 days. He said he's going to give them 90, but 75 days is kind of like the
That's
cutoff
what I
mark
need
for
to know. So
understanding
yeah.
what's going to happen.
This is a
I
popular
mean,
app. His son probably started tripping like, yo, dad, TikTok's not working. He's like, what?
they knew what was going on. These guys
He started it.
understood
He started the
exactly.
whole ban himself.
Exactly. And then now you got people who are going on TikTok, certain conservative voices on TikTok trying to say that, oh, well, he just put the paperwork. He didn't actually implement the ban. It was Biden and blah, 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 blah. If this were the case, he could have gotten rid of the bill entirely if this is what he wanted to do. He could have been
Have you
done
ever
this.
seen
But
Black Dynamite?
yeah, you showed it to me, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah. So Black Dynamite, they have this scene where it's like, this guy has this boomerang and he throws it, and the boomerang goes hella far away, and then it'll come back and kill some other guy, right? So,
Mhm.
anyways, the guy throws it. He threw it for it one time. You have to see the scene. He threw it for it came in the room or whatever. But that's kind of like what Trump did. You know what I'm saying? He started this whole shit in motion when he was in office. And then
I
like
got you.
at the end, he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that shit." He's like, "Hey, I can stop that because I started it." But everyone,
Absolutely.
yes, but everyone was like, they're all, "Oh my gosh, look what he did. He saved us." So I mean, hey man, he's gonna showmanship. Also, he went on the news, or he went up during inauguration and said, "Hey, we're taking Panama."
Yeah, he did say that, didn't he?
He said,
He said taking.
we're
Said taking.
taking. We're not." I'm like, yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with the expansion.
It's crazy, man, when you really sit back and you listen to something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're willing to basically this is the same person everyone was preaching that, oh, he's not there won't be wars, he'll be ending wars, where you're going to start a war by going into Panama. Any
Well, that's
sovereign
the
nation
plan.
will fight back for it. He's saying that China, you're saying something about China is taking over the Panama Canal. Well, that was probably through business dealings because America's not doing good business dealings with its Latin partners. We need to be doing better business with them. Maybe we wouldn't have so many enemies in our backyard. You got Chile, who has some of they have the most rare earth minerals in the entire world. Why are they not our partners? Why are we not Brazil? Lots of oil there.
I mean, think about it.
Venezuela.
He's going to Panama. I mean, like, why he can just tell everybody to get down or lay down.
I mean,
That's
does it
kind of
make
seems what
sense
he's
for
doing.
us to do that
Look,
though?
no, it makes sense for him to do it. You know what I'm
True.
saying? At this point, look, I'd have beat the odds. I was twice impeached. They tried to throw me in jail. I still came out on top. Your kids are gonna remember my name.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean,
You
we'll
know?
talk about him forever. This is, I mean, at this, hopefully, it'll be talked about as a very negative time in our
Oh,
history.
the
Depends on
as
how
the
his
damage.
president goes.
Hey, sometimes you got to tear shit down to get shit popping.
Depends on
Um,
how his presidency goes. I mean, let's. I mean, I'm not even gonna say let's just hope for the best because we kind of know who he is. He's shown us exactly who he is and what he's about. But this is our country, so which you should always want to hope for the best. But moving on, kind of, it's within the same story. But Elon Musk appears to um make back fascist salutes at inauguration rally. Elon Musk waded into controversy on Monday when he gave back-to-back fascist style salutes during celebrations of the presidential inauguration of Donald Trump. I just want to say thank you for making it happen. The owner of SpaceX, X, and Tesla, the richest person on earth, and a major donor to Donald Trump and advisor, told Trump supporters at the Capital One Arena in Washington. Musk then slapped his right hand into his chest, fingers splayed, before shooting out his right arm on an upwards diagonal, fingers together and palm facings down. The Anti-Defamation League, ADL, which campaigns against anti-Semitism, defines the Nazi salute as raising an outstretched arm with the palm down. As the crowd roared, Musk turned and saluted again, his arm and hand slightly lower. My heart goes out to you, Musk said, striking himself on the chest again. It is thanks to you that the future of the civilization is assured. Thanks to you, we're going to have safe cities, finally safe cities, secure borders, sensible spending, basic stuff, and we're going to take Doge to Mars. That was a reference to the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, the federal cost-cutting effort to which Musk was appointed by Trump, and the remarks in the inaugural address in which Trump said the U.S. would send astronauts to Mars. I mean, so
they've been planning to go to Mars for a minute. I mean, you remember Laura Ingraham did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we have the picture down here. You can see him doing it. I mean, we're not gonna act. He's like, oh, that came from the heart. Yeah, because that's where you start. But it
he
is what it is. This is what was voted in by the American people.
absolutely.
We told you exactly. We were fair and try to be fair and balanced a little bit. You know what I'm saying, on both sides to let you know the information. But I mean, this is what people voted for. If you're duped out your vote, it's not. It is what it is. If you feel like you're not going to be affected, then you're not going to be affected. But yeah, no, Laura Ingraham did it last time, and she hit it both ways. She was like, "Jank, jank."
I mean, we got to look at who this person. I spoke to some of my conservative friends today, and they tried to put it as, oh no, he was saying this is from the heart, and that's where he hit his chest. I said, listen, this is Elon Musk. He's a historian of sorts.
I've never seen him do that a day in my life.
Me either. You know what I mean? And he's a historian of sorts, and he's a very intelligent man. He understands what the Nazi salute is. He understands the significance of what his gestures mean in history.
Yeah, no, he's
the
highly
only reason
racist.
he's saying this is from the heart.
He's been sued. Yeah, my bad. He's been sued for his racism. At Tesla factories.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
he understands. I mean,
and lost. He knows
he speaks about his racism openly on his X page. I mean, he's been a little more tampered. I mean, a little more, he's tamped him down a bit lately, but really, man, we all heard him. This is what he talks about on a consistent basis. So let's be honest with ourselves. We know that this is not a mistake. You don't make a mistake like that. That's just not something, oh, this is from the heart, slap his chest and put his arm out like that. Come on, no one does that. No one, I've never seen anyone just do something like that out of the ordinary. You understand what this, I mean, you're from apartheid South Africa. You understand what all these things are.
Yeah, no, I mean, think about look. Remember, I think it was the French were going to suspend X from where they're at because he's messing up too much. He's supporting right wing entities in other countries. This is exactly what it is. New World Order stuff.
You heard him. You heard of MAGA when he came out with the MAGA, make Europe great again. He tried to come out with that, and he's trying to push that as a I won't say it's a movement in Europe right now for I think in Germany and a couple other countries. I think it might be France or in the United Kingdom as well. I think he's trying to push that as their version of what he has here. He's figured out our thumb screw here. He's got you guys duped. He got you guys over a barrel. I mean, I spoke to people today. I said, listen. Are you serious right now? So we're just gonna forget about everything he's just told you. He said you guys act like he's your partner, but as soon as he got mad, he told you what he really thought about you. He was a Democrat before. You know why he was a Democrat before, and he changed, and he also believed in climate change before until it became inconvenient for his narrative. Oh, he says, oh, I won't be against fossil fuel based vehicles for now. It didn't fit his narrative. He understood which party he could have sway with, just like J.D. Vance did. They both understood which party is the party of people who are just going to be fanatical about you. They already see it. This person can do anything.
Well, they are fanatical. I mean, no, they just support you. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get a Democrat support, like, you have to be this perfect person, and we're never going to have that. And, you're just asking too much of a human being. Donald Trump is not perfect by far, but the shit that he wants to do, they all with it. You know what I'm saying? They'll support him, and that's the issue now. So we're in his world now. He was just busy. He was just talking, hey, yeah, we're going to take Panama, birthright citizenship. We're getting rid of that. Gays took all your rights. We're doing all this.
Oh, yeah. Immediately took those rights. I'm surprised that he didn't come out and say, but he did do this as well. He said that he's giving back, he's reinstating all the military members who were kicked out for not taking the COVID vaccine.
Shot. Yeah, that makes
sense.
He's
also going to give them all retro pay. So, I mean, I think, does that mean that say if they got a different job, say they don't want to go back to the military, say they're doing something else, are they just going to get back pay? Which, I'm not going to.
Do you want to go back to this? You want to be armed. Like getting dishonorably discharged and shit. That messes you up. That messes your life up for a little bit too. So I've known a couple of people that's happened to. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for you to get
2 years
a job.
of back pay. It's probably been about 2 years or something now. Maybe 2 or 3 years or whatever the case.
Well, it's not about the pay, bro. It's about your life change. Especially if they dishonorably discharged you.
So what I'm going to say, they're going to change that dishonorable discharge probably to an honorable discharge. That'll probably be changed, and they'll probably receive, $50,000? Something like that, somewhere around there. I'm not sure how much people in the military, about $2,000 a month, $2,500, $3,000. I don't know how much they get in the military. Say they get $3,000 or $4,000
It depends what your rank is, how much you make.
You're on all $4,000 a month.
So you make it's like some, I don't know what, it's like something like.
They're low.
It depends where you're at.
Whatever.
Yeah, it depends.
I understand, but the point of it is though, whatever they're making, they're about to get 2 years or 2.5 years of that back. And so here you go, a big paycheck to him. So, everything he did, I'm not against, but I do understand that the Medicaid thing, they've lowered drug costs to $35, $2,000 for the whole year for seniors, all this stuff that really, really helps seniors. He takes it away. He better have a damn good plan of coming up behind him and doing something 10 times better than that.
No, he's trying to get the people off Social Security. They don't look, as soon as you don't work no more, they don't, the corporations, we're run by corporations now. As soon as you can't
Absolutely.
work no more, they don't care about you. You are
Absolutely.
useless. There's
Absolutely.
too many people in the world they're trying to cut back. He was trying to do it last time. Remember, there's people stopping him the whole time. Now nobody can stop him.
At all. You know what I mean? And so it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse. You know what I mean? Like even with this
And
Ohio
there's
woman.
yeah,
Go ahead.
where they're supposed to do raids. So by the time you see this, they're going to start doing raids in the major cities, rounding up the. This is just off tops, you know what I'm saying? Like I know they're going
Hmm.
to go to Chicago, Washington D.C. They're supposed to hit Philly, Los Angeles. Um, you said
Yeah, they're
sanctuary cities are gone now.
yeah, I mean, you got to look at it like this. They said they had a raid planned, I think it was for today or tomorrow for Chicago. But it leaked to the public. And so they were like, "Oh, well, since it leaked, this is kind of a this puts our officers in danger because people know that they're coming. So now they can kind of plan for it. But they said, but we're still going to come and do it. You know, they're to me, it's a very divisive thing that they're trying to do because they're going straight towards democratically led bastions of like, you know what I mean, of security. They're heading straight to the core there. So you're almost making this a war on,
Okay,
you
so
know?
this is where the ice raids are going to take place on Tuesday. Chicago, Illinois, Detroit, Michigan, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Philadelphia, Boston, Massachusetts, New York, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, California, San Diego, San Francisco, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, and Phoenix, Arizona.
Name one of those places. I mean, besides you could say
That ain't a
Phoenix,
high population of black people.
or where you can say Phoenix, where it's damn near not a blue state. I mean, you
Yeah,
got a couple of them that may have flipped
that's where it's safe to be a migrant. That's
this
where it was. Yeah,
I mean, it might have flipped this election, but most of those are blue states or purple states or really blue states. Most of
yeah,
all of them are. He's going towards blue states. He's making this is becoming a war on against Democrats. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Or even I should say even more progressive or liberal minded people. This is what this is right now. He's creating a war against. He's dividing the country. This is his plan to do this right here.
Yeah.
This is the worst president we've ever had in our lifetime. I've said this before. This is how I
It
feel.
depends on which side of the coin you're looking at, sir.
I mean,
You know what
I
I'm saying?
mean,
There's an opportunity to make some money this time. I'm not a migrant, nor am I from the other side of the sexual spectrum.
mhm,
So I'm really not affected by it yet. Now,
mhm.
when a police shooting happens, that's when I'm gonna have an issue, which I'll probably be tomorrow.
Or when they start running through
When they
black
start
people's
raiding places,
homes,
yeah, yeah,
they're
they're gonna
not going
start.
to run inside of black people's homes
Oh,
because
they're
don't
going to.
forget, man.
They're
You
going
think
to multiple,
you might
multiple.
look like a Haitian. You might look like anybody. I mean, they told us the lady who was eating cats was a Haitian lady, and she was a black lady from Ohio. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
From another place, a whole other city in Ohio. So they don't care that your skin's not, you know, that you don't you think you don't look like a migrant. You do to them. Don't forget that. We look like migrants to them. Oh,
yeah,
what I don't know what you are. They're gonna be able to say that to a person like us. Well, I'm not sure what you are. What are you? Where you could be from Haiti, you could be from anywhere. I don't want to be disrespectful to you. They could play that game. If
yeah.
they ever taste, you could be from France or you could be from Germany. They're not going to care about those people at all.
No, no,
They're going
not
to
at
be sent
all.
on their way. So we are those people. Let's not ever forget that we are them. Now, just because when they go to come up to a car and they say, "Are you N words? Better get out the car," or "Are you?" I'm saying whatever. Another derogatory term
Man, if they roll up onto
for
me on some
Latinos.
derogatory stuff, I'm gonna take off. We just gonna hold court right then and there.
I
I'm,
mean,
I'm already I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man before that window goes down. So why am I gonna sit there and let my people be like, yeah, watch me? You ain't gonna watch me die and cry on the street. Not if they come for me. Nope, not at all. No, sir. Not where those times are over.
I feel it. I feel it, man. I definitely do.
Yeah.
But I mean, I really
I
hope that.
respect law enforcement. I grew up with police officers. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
But if you're gonna use your badge for bad to come at me, then I'm gonna come at you.
I don't think it's about disrespect them. I think it's about them respecting us. Them being able to use that badge, like you said, to come after whoever they want to right now because they have the authority to. They're going to
Yeah.
be given that authority to. This you think that these when they send ICE in, that's just going to be it?
Think about if you hire bounty hunters, right, to go get the because you can hit the big raids because you know where like the migrant facilities are. You know what I'm saying? You might know where a couple of them work at. You're gonna have to get information and talk to people about it. But after a while, you're gonna try to be getting individuals. You're gonna
They're
try to
gonna
get
have
ones
to.
that. So
They're
you're
gonna
gonna
have
now
to.
you get and law enforcement can do it. So now you got to like I've been saying, bounty hunters. They're gonna deputize random citizens. And what if they give them full immunity?
Oh,
And
they're gonna
you
have to
get
get full
somebody, you get
immunity.
somebody that's a whole ass. He don't care. Anyone brown is who I'm coming after. They're raiding home. Yeah. So it's a lot of destruction that can happen.
At that point in time, man, anybody can be, once you deputize these, these basically they're going to deputize January 6 people, type people. This is who's going to be taking it, because half of them, a lot of them were in the military or police officers or whatever else. Anyways, those people are right there. Those are the ones that really, really, I want to get these migrants out of here. You hear it so much, it becomes bothersome to me when I hear about people talk about migrants. Like, I ask most of them, so what migrant do you know that's affecting your life right now? What migrant do you know that's probably not working, that does not want to work? Who do you know? Oh, they're getting all this money. This is what we hear. All we're doing is hearing these things. These are not, what money are they? If they have gotten money, I guarantee you they're probably working. If they're able to get a job, they're probably working. You know what I mean? I know migrants. I know some, and I guarantee they're all working. They all want to make money. They all ask me, hey, what kind of work can you do? They ain't asking me for money. They're asking me about work.
Oh, that
People
don't
who
matter
I
no
know
more.
who live in this
They don't
country.
care. They don't care
People
no
who I
more.
know who live in this country are asking about money. Oh, can I just get some money or this and that? That's what they want from me. Most people who live here, they don't want no work from me. They want some money.
You might want to watch out because that's what's done is done. Like
Absolutely,
they're
absolutely.
gone.
No, I'm not mad. I'm just.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
I
gonna
know some
always,
people too. I have a couple friends that aren't, I know people. I know a lot of people. So, but
Mhm.
it is what it is. They don't have a right to vote.
Let me say this. Okay, you're right, 100%, 110%.
You know what I'm
But we
saying?
do,
So,
and that's why I keep on talking about it, because we do, and I want to consistently always try
Yeah.
to,
I
I
believe
want to
everybody
err
should
on
be
the
able to.
side of
I
right.
believe everybody should be able to come to America willingly and live the American dream, like they said. Everyone else's ancestors have done it, but it's a different time and a different people. And
Absolutely.
America was great because everyone had their own. Well, it felt like it did, and you didn't have to worry about everything else. Like, hey, there was enough for everybody. But now we're in a society where a greedy few make it seem like we all have to fight over all the resources, and so we're here now.
Absolutely, man. And this is another sad case of what Trump's, his executive orders, his policies, his, just his presidencies have done to our country. Ohio woman sues hospital and police after she was arrested over miscarriage. Brittany Watts, an Ohio woman who was charged with abuse of a corpse after having a miscarriage, has filed a federal lawsuit accusing some of the medical professionals who treated her of conspiring with police officers to fabricate the criminal case against her. The lawsuit, which was filed last week and names the professionals, the officer, the hospital where Watts was treated, and the city of Warren, Ohio, as defendants, is the latest development in a case that first made national headlines in late 2023, when Watts was first charged. Although a grand jury ultimately declined to move forward with the charge against Watts, the case sparked fears about how the fall of Roe v. Wade and subsequent wave of abortion bans could endanger pregnant women and lead to police treating miscarriages as crimes. This case is a perfect example of broader implications of the overruling of Roe v. Wade in the Dobbs case. Brittany was not seeking an abortion, said Julie Rickert, one of Watts' attorneys and partner at the civil rights law firm Lovey and Lovey. But the repercussions of Dobbs' decision meant that her pregnancy and her choices and her medical crisis were reviewed in a different way. On the 19th of September 2023, when Watts was about 21 weeks into a wanted pregnancy, she went to the hospital after she started experiencing pain and bleeding, according to the lawsuit. Although she was showing signs of potential miscarriage, the lawsuit alleges that Watts received no meaningful treatment or guidance. She left the hospital after several hours, only to return the following day, although a doctor told her that her pregnancy was in effect over and that she was at risk of hemorrhaging and sepsis. The lawsuit alleges that Watts once again did not receive adequate treatment for hours and left the hospital. He said, it's crazy. I could go on, but I think it just kind of gets to be.
So the hospital didn't even she was there for hours, never got help. Then they arrested her anyways. And I mean, like, how deep is that going to go? Look, that's just a natural miscarriage. What if you don't even know you're having a miscarriage? What if you don't even know you're pregnant? Right?
Listen to this real quick.
Yeah.
He said her womb was a death trap, essentially, Rickert said. In the early morning of the 22nd of September 2023, Watts miscarried into her toilet, which is common in miscarriages. According to the lawsuit, she delivered an already deceased under 1 pound fetus, excuse us for this, which she did not see. Watts attempted to flush and clean out the toilet, then went back to the hospital as she continued to bleed. He said the nurse in the hospital contacted the hospital's risk management department and called police, according to the lawsuit. She allegedly told the police that Watt had given birth at home and did not want the baby and did not know if the baby was alive. Another nurse who also wrote a medical note that falsely suggests that Watt had seen and touched the fetus, the lawsuit alleged. This is nuts, man.
The
You
baby
imagine
was
the
1
trauma.
pound, bro. Like, yeah, imagine the
trauma
trauma.
that this
Exactly.
person went through, and I mean, and you're like, you're making up these lies. She's having to, and this is like I want you to. It's like the Handmaid's Tale, like whatever that, like those type of stories where they're treating women like this is nuts, man. Like imagine if a man had to go through something like that. We had
Imagine you're excited to be pregnant. Like you're excited to be pregnant. You have no. Think about this. Think about a woman doesn't even know she's pregnant, right? And then she has a miscarriage unknowingly. You go to the hospital, say you go get a random checkup, and you don't even know. And they're like, "Hey, something's wrong with your blood. Looks like you just had a miscarriage. Where's the fetus?" And she'd be like, "I didn't even know I was pregnant." And then they lock her up.
Call the hospital, lock you up. You got to bail yourself out. This is. I mean, who knows how much the bail is for something like this? Because they're almost talking like it's not a murder charge, but when it gets in front of a judge, it can be treated sort of like in his mind or her mind as sort of like a murder charge when it comes to your bail amount. So now you're fighting for your life because you fought for your life, pretty much. When it came,
and they're going to get rid of contraceptives. They're going to get rid of birth control.
The control mechanisms this country is trying to have right now. Me and you, we've talked about Afghanistan and how they don't allow their women to speak to each other and how they're doing this, that in Afghanistan right now. We can no longer look at Afghanistan as a backward country when it comes to women's rights because we're getting there ourselves.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, man. Like like you look at Afghanistan, you look at this, like damn, you're arresting women for having miscarriages.
Miscarriage, bro. I mean, she said she didn't even see it, even if she would have seen it. So what? So what? Do I got to pick my fetus up and bring it to you now? Do I got to do that? Like
maybe like orcas do.
Dead baby and bring it to you?
Yeah.
For proof of life? Like, oh, this didn't happen to me. Like, do you understand the embarrassment, the hurt, the pain that a person goes? I know a woman, this one woman I knew when I was a little younger, she probably had like 7 or 8 miscarriages, man. Like, she wanted a baby so bad and she just kept on having miscarriages. One time I was younger, I was probably like, I don't know, 19 years old, 18, 19 years old. She was older than me. She was she had a I don't want to tell who she was, but she was older than me, and I knew her because she was dating somebody else who was a part of my family. And I'm like, hey, what happened? Where's the baby? I asked her about the baby, and it was like, I heard her because she was very pregnant. She was showing last time I saw her, and so the baby had to be pretty big at that point in time. If her stomach's like big and showing, and she was just like, oh, and they almost looked at me like, hey, what are you asking this question for? That she lost the baby. And I just can see the hurt in her face. And I felt like horrible even having asked about that because I didn't know. I don't see them. They live in another state than I live in. I just remember last time I saw her, she was pregnant. And most times when women are pregnant, there's gonna be a baby.
Yeah.
And so, I'll never forget the look on her face and how she looked at me and how I felt when I asked her that question. So I could only imagine like what a woman is going through during a situation like this. And we're sitting back here telling them, you better show us your fetus. We want her to show us your. Well,
I mean, like, what's
well?
What's worse? Remember the 11-year-old girl that was raped by her uncle, and they were gonna keep her in Ohio to make her have the baby. You know what I'm saying? Like
nuts, man. Like this is who we are as a country. We got to stop acting like we're not this. We are.
Yeah,
this
is exactly
what
now.
You voted for.
This is America
this is who
now.
We are. This is what this is, and this is how it's gonna go, man.
Well, I'm gonna say this is half of America because one half of it can fight it. Yeah. And the other half is with it until it's going to affect them personally. And since it hasn't affected them personally yet, they don't feel the sting. A lot of them, like I've seen people talk about, these people live in their towns. There's no minorities there at all.
At all.
None at all.
Like this. I know some people.
But in their minds, some people were telling them that they're the problem that's going on in your town. They're the problem why your taxes are up. They're the problem why stuff costs more. It's these other people, except for the people that actually make the moves to sell the stuff. But I mean,
yeah, and they're the problem why your healthcare is horrible in your city, or your education system is bad, or you guys have a huge drug problem, or fentanyl problem.
You see Donald Trump didn't even put his
left and right. Do
you see Donald Trump didn't even put his hand on the Bible when he was sworn in?
It's not important to him because it's not important to him. He uses God as a crutch when he wants to use God as a crutch, and you guys go for it and play the game. But it's not that you're going for it, and it's not that you're even playing the game. It's that he's giving you what you want. But at the same time, they told you who you are to them, and you're good with it because you think you're still going to get what you want. But in reality, he fooled you. I looked at the audience today. I'm gonna tell you this: all that was on the stage was rich people or politicians, they're rich too, and billionaires were on the stage. I said, oh, there's none of you common folk on that stage. Let's look in the crowd. Oh, there's none of you common folk in that crowd. The majority of that crowd, I mean, I didn't see any people of color. I mean, I saw people of color, they were probably Indian American, but you didn't see any black people in that crowd. The one I did see had an earpiece in, so he was probably Secret Service of some kind, or or a reporter or something like that. So I didn't see any of us. There's no representation. He's telling you you're not going to be in the room. You're not going to be in the room. Everything else is just a facade. He showed you who's going to be in that room, and it's not.
He doesn't need anybody anymore. All he needs is a pen and a sweep, and he can do whatever he wants. He has the powers of a king. As long as he says it's part of national security or he feels at risk, he can. Hey, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so as these raids start, we're gonna keep you up to date on that. We're gonna keep you up to date on everything. Sir Wesley, he has to travel, so we're just trying out our little Zoom stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? I got better lighting, so I look way better than this young man today. Yeah. All right, we're gonna see you guys next time. Uncommon Courtesy.